The next topic to discuss is character and string representation. Character and string representation. How to represent character in computer? That means suppose that if we have a number called 5, then we can present it by using the 8-bit binary. But how to represent A? A is not a number. So how to convert A into binary? Because numbers can be converted into binary, how we can convert a character in the binary? Okay, so this is the question, that how to convert character in the binary. One idea is that just assign the various characters to various numbers. Suppose that I am assigning the character A to number 1, the character B to number 2, the character C to number 3, something like that. I have assigned various characters to various numbers. So whenever I have to store the character A, I will actually store the binary of 1. And whenever I have to store the character B, I will store the binary of 2. So this is how by assigning a number to the character, we can store the character as binary in computer. Because computer can only understand binary. We cannot store anything else in the computer. So characters can be given, can be assigned with the numbers, and binary to those numbers will be stored instead of characters. So that's how a computer store characters. But if everyone started to assign their favorite number to their favorite character, then we will not able to communicate with each other. That means in my computer, if 1 represents A, and in your computer, if 13 represents A, then we will not understand each other, because I will send binary of 1 instead of A, and you will be expecting the binary of 13 instead of A. So you will never interpret the binary of 1 as A. That's how all the computers, all the websites in the world have to be agree on a common character to number mapping. Okay? And that character to number mapping is called ASCII code. Let's understand the ASCII code. Let's go to the website and see the various ASCII code. This is the ASCII table. And as you can see, various numbers has been assigned to various characters. The number 65 has been assigned to the character A. The number 66 has been assigned to the character B. The number 48 has been assigned to the character 0. Yes, if you treat 0 just like a character without having any arithmetic meaning, in that case, you have to store the binary of 48 instead of binary of 0. Because in this case, your 0 is just like A, B, C, D. You do not have any arithmetic meaning of 0. Similar to all the digits have various ASCII numbers. If you have to store those digits just like any other character like ABCD, then you cannot store the binary 4. Then you will have to store the binary 52. Okay. The same number is represented in hexadecimal is shown here. The same number is represented as a octal is shown here. So here you can see we have total 128 characters from 0 to 127. All the characters are assigned with various numbers, but we are not limited to only these characters, because you know how many languages we have in the world. So total 128 characters here can be represented by 7 bits. What further they did is they started representing the ASCII values by using 8-bit number, and when you include the 8th bit, then after you can represent 128 more characters by using the 8-bit binary, because total range of the 8-bit binary is from 0 to 255, and total range of a 7-bit binary is from 0 to 127. So the first initial ASCII code was of 7-bit length, and the new ASCII code is of 8-bit length. So in the new ASCII code, the range is from 0 to 255. So we have all these many characters present in the extended ASCII, means the new ASCII. So let's learn this concept more formally. The first concept come here is encoding scheme. ASCII is the encoding scheme. Okay, encoding scheme. A encoding scheme is a predetermined set of codes, predetermined set of codes for each recognized letters, numbers, and symbols. So when you press a key on your keyboard, a key on your keyboard, on your keyboard, the keyboard sends code of that key, code of that key to the operating system. There are various encoding schemes. For example, ASCII, which just have seen, then ISCII, ISCII, okay, and then we have Unicode. Unicode is most famous one, but your keyboard still uses ASCII. Unicode is to be used on other places like in web application, etc. And but the most of the keyboards use ASCII. So let's see the ASCII code. What the ASCII code is? ASCII code. This is most widely used alphanumeric encoding scheme. Okay, alphanumeric means only English alphabets and numerical values. Okay, only those characters which are used in English, only those characters are accommodated in the ASCII code. The full form of the ASCII code is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This is the full form of ASCII. Okay, so the ASCII has total 7-bit code, total 7-bit code. So by the 7-bit binary, the possible number of values is 2 to the power 7. So 2 to the power 7 is equal to 128 total possible values. And initially the ASCII was created for the keyboards, that when you press the keyboard, then how the operating system understand that which key you have pressed. So that's why the ASCII has been created for the keyboards. But nowadays we have to represent a character on the web, and we are using multiple languages, we are using various emoticons and various smileys, etc. And we need codes for all of them. Okay, so ASCII is the 7-bit code, and we have total 2 to the power 7 is equal to 128 possible values. So we can accommodate 128 characters in the ASCII code. After the ASCII, you have extended ASCII code, as we have seen. Extended ASCII code. Extended ASCII code is 8-bit code. So total 256 possible values, includes all the 7-bit values. So this is the extended ASCII. Now you have a question. The question is, you have following ASCII message, and the ASCII message is 1001000. Okay. The second one is 1000101. Okay. The third one is 1001100, and the fourth one is 101 and 0000. So all are 7 bits ASCII. Okay, so first you have to decode it into the word. So what you do first is, first you convert all these ASCIIs into hexadecimal. So all these ASCIIs are of 7-bit ASCII. Okay, so group them into 4 and 4, add extra 0. Group them into 4 and 4, add extra 0. You keep on doing it, add extra 0, and 2 3 4, and add extra 0. Okay, so and find hexadecimal numbers for this 4-bit. This is 8, this is 4, this is 4, this is 5, this is 4, this is 12. 8 4 12. So 10 11 12, ABC. This is C. Okay, and then This is, I am just converting into the hexadecimal number. Right now I am not converting it into the original word. Okay, I am just converting them in the hexadecimal number. Remember it. So this one will be, tell me, 5, and this one will be 0. So here we got 48, 45, 4C, 50. Now find the character corresponding to the hexadecimal digit 48. Find it. The hex should be 48. And can you find 48 is H? Okay, so 48 is H. If you try to convert all these hexadecimal numbers into corresponding characters, you will find help, HEL and P. So this binary has been decoded to help. Okay, so we can map English alphabets to various numbers, okay, by using ASCII. And the ASCII is well accepted mapping throughout the world. But what about Hindi? What about Bangla? What about Tamil? What about Telugu? What about Punjabi? About other languages in this world? Okay, what about all these languages? For that, an organization called Bureau of Indian Standards adopted something called ISCII, ISCII. Instead of American, just you write Indian, and that will be ISCII instead of ESCII. So if I write here I, it becomes Indian Standard Code for Information Interchange. Indian Standard Code for Information Interchange. They have mapped various Indian characters to various numbers. But there is a problem. Suppose that if every country started using their own information interchange code, then what will happen? If suppose that I am representing K by using a binary, and with the same binary in the Germany you represent something else. So I will send K from here and you will get something random according to your language in your computer. What I want is, I want you to read the K and then you do not understand what the K is. Okay, you should not read the misinformation, because this is the misinformation. I send you a Hindi alphabet and using the same binary you are reading it as if it is a German alphabet. This is a misinformation. The misinformation cannot be tolerated. Okay, so if I send Ka, you should read Ka. Although you do not have any meaning, any sense of Ka, but you should read Ka. Okay, so this is what the target was. Let's talking about the ISCII. ISCII was the 8-bit information interchange code having 256 characters, included various Indian scripts. And the full form of ISCII is not Indian Standard. The full form of ISCII is Indian Script Code for Information Interchange. S for script, not standard. So here it comes, the boss of everyone, that is the Unicode. So let's understand the Unicode. The Unicode. The idea of Unicode is assign each character in the world a number. Okay, and almost all official languages in the world has been encoded into the Unicode. Assign all the characters of the world a number. Okay, A has 65. A is always 65. Then you have Ka. Ka has a number. We will see. You have something else. 1. 1 has the number 49. Okay. So assign each character of the world a number. And the characters from all the official languages in the world has been encoded in the Unicode. But idea here is that do not map this number to the memory. That means the Unicode itself does not decide that in how many bits the binary of A will be stored and how the binary of A will be stored in the memory. That is not decided by the Unicode. Initially, we had the character A. The number, the ASCII mapping to the character A was 65, and we knew that the ASCII is 7-bit. So write a 7-bit binary of 65 to get how A will be stored in the memory. But here the A has assigned with the number 65, but it has not defined that how 65 will be stored in memory. Okay, and there are actually three famous ways to store the numbers in the memory. Okay, so we have various numbers assigned to various characters, but it has not decided that how to store those numbers in the memory, and that's what the Unicode is. But first let's see the different characters in the Unicode. Okay, let's see it. So as you can see here, 0, 9, 1 and 5. So 0915 is the hexadecimal for car. So 0915 is just a assigned number to the car. This does not mean that you can use the binary of the same number to store this number in the memory. Okay, remember that. We will see how to store the various numbers in the memory. We will see it. But here you can see we have various Devanagari characters, that means the Hindi characters. The Hindi characters having various Unicodes. So Unicode numbers are assigned by the authority, but they have not explained how to store those numbers in the memory. So each assigned number to a character is called a code point. Okay, each assigned number to a character is called a code point. CODE POINT. So 0915 is the code point for car. Okay, 65 in decimal is the code point for A. Okay, 49 in decimal is the code point for 1. Okay, 0930 is the code point in hexadecimal for raw. Okay, so these are the code points, and how to store these code points in the binary is a different issue. Now you may ask, how many total code points are there? So there are actually total 1112064 code points. These many code points are present, and all these code points are not assigned to the characters. There are very few characters in the Unicode. If you see here, actually we have very few number of characters compared to the code point available. Okay, we have only 143,859 characters present in the Unicode. After March 2020, we have only these many characters present in the Unicode. So how many characters we have in the Unicode? We have total 143,859 total characters. So only these many characters are present in the Unicode. That means only these many code points are utilized. Other code points are available. So I don't think that we will be able to utilize all the code points of the Unicode ever. Because from the 1991, when the Unicode was introduced, to 2020, we have only these many code points allocated to the characters. Then you can think how many years it will take to assign all these characters to all these code points. Now the next question is how to convert a code point to the binary. A has the code point 65. Now how to convert the code point in the binary? So there are various standards for them to convert the code point in binary. The very easy standard is UTF-32. Assign all the code points in a 32-bit integer, that is a 32-bit number. So assign all the code points in 32-bit number. So this is what you have to do if you are using UTF-32. Okay, and the other one is, and the most famous is UTF-8. This is run length encoding. What is this? Run length encoding. Run length encoding means the character which has more probability to be used will be assigned with lower number of bytes, which has less probability to use will be assigned with higher number of bytes. Okay, that means all the English characters will be assigned only 8 bits. So represent your 65 in 8 bits if you are using UTF-8. But if you are using K, then you will have to represent the Unicode. The Unicode, that means the code point of the K, as you have seen here. What was the code point of the K? It was 0915. So if you have to represent K, then you will have to write K in 3 bytes. Okay, because Hindi characters can be written in 3 bytes. English characters are most frequent ones. So English characters can be written in 1 byte, but Hindi characters can be written in 3 bytes because Hindi characters are less frequent on the internet. So this is how, if you give less weight to the more frequent ones, so overall space consumption on the internet will be reduced. UTF-8 is most popular, and apart from UTF-8 you have UTF-16. UTF-16 is also run length encoding, in which you can present the most frequent characters in the world in 16 bits and least frequent characters in the world in 32 bits. And here in the UTF-8, we can represent most frequent characters in 8 bits, okay. The characters which are lesser frequent than the previous category can be stored in 16 bits. The characters which are even less frequent are represented in 24 bits, and the least frequent characters will be represented in 32 bits. Okay, and there are various range of code points, like from the code point 00 to code point 075 means all the English characters, all the characters which belong to the ASCII. For all those characters, we will be using only 1 byte, means 8 bits, to represent that character. But the Hindi comes in the third category, like from hexadecimal 800 to hexadecimal FFFF. These characters are stored in 24-bit binary. So the table is given in your book. If you are reading the Sumita Arora book, the table is given, and the title of the table is Unicode, Code Point and Number of Octets Used in UTF-8. So UTF-8 has 4 categories. Most frequents are stored in 8 bits, like that. Whatever the encoding scheme you are using, you have to mention it in the document. Okay, that I am using this encoding scheme. Please refer all my binaries to this encoding scheme. Okay, and that's how it works. UTF-8 is most popular encoding scheme. Almost 90% website use the UTF-8 encoding scheme. Now the question is how you type a non-English character in Word. To do that, go to the Insert tab and then go to Symbol. Click here, click on More Symbols. After that, you can select anything from here and select the various symbols you want. Okay, and here you got what to print. Insert it, and the extra character has been inserted. So hopefully you enjoyed this chapter, and now you know how to represent the various data in the memory, how to represent character in the memory, how to represent numbers in the memory, binary, decimal, octal, other number systems. Hopefully you got to understand. See you when we learn the next chapter, that is the chapter number 3, Boolean logic. See you then.